This is game 12 for the Clippers. Leonard has played in 10 of those games. Paul George has played in 11 of those games, with both those guys playing more games together. Ingram with the game's first shot, and it's on the money.
Playing against better talent, getting the opportunity and capitalizing.
Alexander Walker in his second year out of Virginia Tech as Ibaka connects the long two. Adams a week ago had a triple-double against his former team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Nice look inside. Alexander Walker with the basket. Here's Thornwell, former Clipper. In fact, back in 2018, he started 16 games for LA as Adams gets inside for two.
Having Zion and Steven Adams on the floor at the same time, limited, perimeter jump shooting ability. How do they overcome that?
Beverly drains a three. And also, Eric Bledsoe has been suffering from eye irritation. They don't know how long that's going to take. Wide open is Beverly in the corner, and the Clippers, the #1 three-point shooting team in the NBA this season. Did you complain about calls?
I said great players.
Ingram takes it to the rim, count it, and a foul. What a beautiful move. Playing the game with me, and Stan was on the sideline as Adam gets inside. And actually remember doing a game with both Jeff and Stan a couple years ago.
Did you get paid extra for that?
It was drafted by Stan Van Gundy in Detroit back in 2012, or in 2017 rather, as the 12th overall pick. Alexander Walker drains a three, and the Pelicans are back in front. 3 of 3 from the floor. He has 7 points tonight. Shot clock down to 4. George trying to shake. Hart and swishes home. 43 made three-pointers. That's second in the NBA entering tonight. Adams in the paint again, showing off that footwork and skill on the low block. The start to this season is kind of like he was playing his last year in Oklahoma City when he was an MVP candidate for most of the year, as Adams cleans it up, gets another basket inside. Pelicans are 9 of 17 from the floor. They've taken all twos except 1-3 that Alexander Walker hit. He gets into the paint here, goes to the left hand, and he gets another basket. He's got 9 points early on in a timeout.
Takes the pressure off of you as a coach to make a tough decision. So veterans, you love to see them embrace and make life easier. That's championship mentality.
Leonard with his first basket. Clippers by 2. Here's Paul George, 1 of 2 from the floor. Leonard is also 1 of 2 from the field, and George working on Lewis and just took him to school that time in the baseline.
That's outstanding defense, though.
J.J. Redick. Hayes setting the screen for him, and Redick buries a three. Wow, Jackson Hayes smashes the rim. Marcus Morris gets into the paint. There's some contact, but not enough to call an offensive foul, and Morris is able to hit. He's got 5. Let me think about it. That's actually not a bad idea. I hadn't thought about that before. Try to use that next time. Hayes got the rebound out to Melly. His 3 is up and good. George with the lob and the flush by Zubats.
That's what we talked about in the open. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard making plays.
Morris gets into the paint with 3 in the shot clock. Misses, rebounded by Hayes. How about for those folks that might say, well, there's only one ball, and you got 3 guys that need to have the ball in their hand. Like, what the score is. What did you think, by the way, as Ingram swats it right back at Leonard about, everybody's making such a big deal out about another 3. 2.5 to go here. The Clippers have opened up a 9-point lead as the Pelicans have gone almost 6 minutes without a field goal. Paul George knocks down the 9th 3-ball for the Clippers tonight. Batum directing traffic, hits Leonard, fakes baseline, drives, and finishes against Hart.
And here's where, if you're the Pelicans, you got to make sure you get quality looks on the offensive end. You got to find a way to stop the bleeding by slowing it down and getting high percentage offense. Good job by Walker.
Leonard finds a cutting Zubats, who picked up the foul on the other end. Here's a cross-court pass. Paul George again. 3 of 4 from three-point land. He's made 13. George in the corner being defended by Thornwell. They'll throw it to George with 2. George with 1. Lets it fly. Good at the gun. Paul George with a phenomenal second quarter. 13 of his 18 points coming that period. Leonard with 10 points in the first half, most of those coming at the line. Open is Batum, and the 3 is good. those big hands and almost got the steal. Alexander Walker on the step back three. Wow, 16 points for the second-year pro out of Virginia Tech. Nickeil Alexander-Walker spent 2 years at Virginia Tech, was a first-round pick of Brooklyn, was traded twice on draft night. Ingram on the step-through, counted and won. They're currently tied with Utah and the Clippers for the second-best record in the West. Ingram again starting to heat up here in the third quarter. Ibaka puts it on the floor and gets two plus a foul. Leonard coming off a 35-point game. It was the third quarter against Chicago where he got hot, had 21 points, a career high. In the third quarter of that game, those are his first points of the third quarter tonight. Nearing the midway point of the third, the Clippers lead by 13. Alexander Walker again on target. He's got 21, and he's single-handedly keeping the Pelicans alive as Paul George hits the deck trying to follow it up. Hart gets to the rim and scores against Leonard. Not play another home game until January 25th. Alexander Walker with his fourth triple. Leonard around the screen, gets into the lane and flushes it, and a foul called on Steven Adams. Third overall pick, just 19 years old. Alexander Walker, who's been doing it from the perimeter, this time takes it inside, spins and scores. Marcus was a big impact player for the Clippers last year, and Markieff was for the Lakers and won the championship. George fading away. That's so sweet. Paul George, 6 of 11, 21 points now.
On Patrick Beverley to be the guy defending Ingram, trying to get under him and disrupt him.
Hayes, tough shot, and gets the bounce. Redick got the two Duke guys against each other again, and Redick wins that battle, and a timeout called by the Clippers.
Josh Hart was not coming into the ball game. Stan Van Gundy saw Kawhi Leonard inserted and immediately got Hart off the bench.
Ingram with a sweet left-hand finish. It's a 4-point game. 26 for Alexander Walker to pace the Pelicans. Down 3 starters. Leonard connects, getting the bounce. Again, no Zion, no Ball, and no Bledsoe.
To defend Kawhi Leonard one-on-one on the perimeter.
So how much of that, Mark, is communication amongst the players on the court?
Well, it's the guy that's initially defending him, fighting over screens and staying connected.
Shooting 43% from three-point land this season. Ingram flies to the rim and slams it.
Good offense, turns the corner. Patrick Beverley is on his back. He keeps him there.
Finds a cutting George into Adams, and it went in. I don't think it hit. Batum draws the defensive assignment against Alexander Walker. Beautiful floater, kissing it home. You just see the confidence rising now.
Night watching his team battle.
30 points on the night. Leonard step through, good. Kawhi Leonard. He's showing us everything here in the fourth quarter in his offensive arsenal.
You're Josh Hart, you can't complain. You're not going to get that call. Keep on battling defensively.
Another one for Alexander Walker, make it 32 points. Career high for Nickeil Walker-Alexander. 32 points. Make it 35 as he drains his 5th three-pointer. And he's done it on 19 shots. Walker-Alexander. Here's Kawhi Leonard trying to answer. Does. Leonard with 28 now, his second three. Alexander Walker trying to shake George. Long two. 37 for Nickeil Alexander Walker.
Well, he's having a night.
George into the paint, out to Kawhi. Gets it back to George, and the three is good. 18 threes now for the Clippers, and that might do it.
And that's the chemistry.
We'll go to 8 and 4. Meanwhile, the Pelicans have now lost 4 in a row at 4 and 6. And who knows if they'll be healthy for their next game.